Hello Mzansi, sanamkela ku-Dijo Bophelo la SABC2. The aim of our show is to help deal with food-related issues in order for us to live healthier and happier lives. Every week sinimeme ukuthi nisibuze noma yini enifuna ukuyazi ngokudla bese-ke thina siletha ongqondo bethu ukuthi baphendule imibuzo yenu. Namhlanje we're talking about food and fatigue. Judith posted a video on our Facebook page with a few questions ngalolu daba.
Hello Dijo, are there foods that I can eat that can keep me energetic throughout the day?
Siyasathi shui sahlangana no Judith to learn more about her before siphendula imibuzo yakhe. Let's watch.
Hi, igama lami nguJudith wakwaNdlovu. Ngihlala e-East Rand of Johannesburg. I am 23 years old. I do dancing for fun. As you know, guys, things are tough these days. The situation that we're running in is very tough. So, nginomsebenzi, ngiyasebenza, and I do selling as a part-time job as well. So, by the time I get home, ngisuka ngikhathele, ngingafuni lutho. All that I would like is ukuthi nje ngilalele, but then I've got a fiance, nengane. At a certain point, kwamele ngibanakekele and look after them. But luckily, I thank God, you know, Ma helps me sometimes to look after my daughter, helps me to take care of my child as well. Ngoba ngisuka sengikhathele, that makes me to lose concentration emsebenzini wami engisuka ngiwenza. Sometimes thola ukuthi nginikeza ama-customer ami i-change edlulele, or else ngibanikeza i-change eshotile. Lokho sokwenza ukuthi ngihlale ngilwa nama-customer ami always. But for mina to cope, ngiphuza i-cough, I take energy drinks, I eat lots of chocolates, I eat sweets. That helps me to cope, to go through with my day. However, I'm too young to get tired the way ngikhathala ngakhona. Yo ngiyakhathala, but then I'm too young for that.
We are joined by nutritionist Dr. Tinashe Chikowore, who will be answering imibuzo ka Judith. Please join ingxoxo yethu ku Twitter, na ku Facebook, na ku Instagram, or uvela email uthi dijo@sabc.co.za. Siyabuya no. Welcome back. Usasenami la ku-Dijo Bophelo. Namhlanje sikhuluma nge-food and fatigue. Dr. Tinashe Chikowore will be giving valuable answers to imibuzo ka Judith. But first, let's find out more about him. Before the break, Judith wanted to find out if there are foods that can help with fatigue problems. She has specific questions that she posted on our Facebook page, and we'll be answering le mibuzo yakhe namhlanje with our guest. You can have a say on the subject ku Twitter @Dijo Bophelo or Instagram and Facebook Dijo Bophelo, or uvela email uthi dijobophelo@sabc.co.za. Dr. Tinashe, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me on your show.
You are the master of such subjects.
Okay.
Now, you saw the insert by Judith.
Yes, I have.
What is fatigue? Because most of the people say, what is fatigue? Is it being tired? Is it being overtired? Is it not something that's natural? Shouldn't I be fatigued anyway? So what is fatigue, if you would have to describe
fatigue?
it to
So fatigue is just feeling so tired to the point that you even, not just only general tiredness, but even wanting to take a nap. You want even to sleep for a while, such that you can re-energize and then go on with what you are doing.
So, doctor, would you say food is a contributor to these problems that we're dealing with in terms of fatigue and not feeling energized?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I mean, like a simple example, you'd realize that if you overeat sometimes, actually most of the times when you overeat, there's a tendency of you feeling sluggish and sleepy. But also sometimes when you forget to eat and you're hungry, you can't even sleep, you just wake up in the morning. So when people were doing studies, they realized that there's a hunger-suppressing enzyme called cholecystokinin. So when they're doing these studies in rats, cholecystokinin.
Cholecystokinin.
CCK. So when they're doing these studies, they realized that, when this thing is actually high, it suppresses hunger. So it means already you don't have hunger, you are full. I mean, the moment you are full and you don't have any feeling of hunger, then you become sleepy. So which actually shows that what makes us sleepy when we have overeaten is because we are actually affecting the levels of that hormone.
Yeah.
Then we actually become sleepy on the other side. Then there are also constituents of the foods that we eat. So for instance, foods that have too much carbohydrate and also that have protein. If you eat them together, they actually stimulate your serotonin levels. This is just a hormone which regulates your circadian rhythm,
Correct.
like how in the morning you're so energized, then as the day goes by, you get tired and all that. So around 2-ish, you know, you feel like you want to take a nap. So that affects that.
Right.
Then we have also other foods. They are good, like lettuce, which also have other constituents.
I want us to go into that.
That are a bit sedative. So just to repeat also, it's just a function of how much we are eating
and what we are actually eating.
Then also when we are eating.
Because most of people confuse that. But let's look at Judith's question.
Hi, Dijo Bophelo. Nginomubuzo for nina today. I wake up every morning very tired and find out ukuthi I spend the rest of the day ngikhathele, losing energy. Ngifuna ukubuza ukuthi kuphi ukudla engikudlayo okungenza ukuthi ngikhathale, ngilose energy.
Wow, this is an interesting one. I think we can just jump into the examples. I think let's start with white bread.
Oh, people's favorite. Why do people like white bread?
Definitely. And even these soft drinks.
Oh, they love that fizzy drink.
They do. They do. They do.
What is it about this that makes you feel sluggish? Because I do know that there's no nutritional value in the white bread, and I mean, that does nothing for you.
Yes. So, because this lacks fiber, so therefore means when you eat it, you quickly use up the sugar, because every carbohydrate that we consume is going to be converted into glucose, which is the fuel that the body runs with. So then you get a dip, you know, then with that dip, you feel sluggish. Then you motivated even to want to eat again. But the worst then happens because people don't just eat white bread on its own.
Right.
So a person will get white bread, then they'll get even a protein, high protein food. So maybe it's going to be carbohydrates, maybe with some meat or some,
So you mean even your rice and your pasta?
Yes, your pasta, exactly. So actually foods that have a combination of carbohydrates and protein.
Yes.
And also the carbohydrate is refined a lot. So even if you're going to eat your pap, and you have your pap and you have your meat.
Your gravy and your meat.
Yes, and it's much of it, is it? Then you're going to eat lots of it. Definitely after that meal, you feel a bit sluggish. And maybe you top it now with your...
With the fizzy drink, with the soft drink. But just to
then
clarify,
you call it a good wash down.
Some of the food that you mentioned, it's not necessarily bad food. It's just
not bad food.
if you overeat it.
If you overeat it,
at a specific time when you need to do something,
exactly,
you won't be productive. You will be sluggish.
You will be sluggish.
Okay. And so talking about when you said white bread paired with something else, like I'm looking at that.
Like this is a good combo now. So this is really a good combo here. So they wouldn't even want a vegetarian one. They want
this one with the meat.
With the meat. And actually, this is a good combo.
May I ask if the dough was whole wheat? Would it make a difference?
It will make a difference because it will have more fiber in it. So you're not going to get all of the carbohydrates in it. So then you would have reduced the carbohydrates. If you're going to subtract your cheese and maybe add tons of vegetables besides the lettuce ones, but hence other vegetables.
Like
then
your olives.
Your olives and the like. Then it won't even be demanding on you. Yeah.
And I'm going to say to you, this is what people normally eat during their lunch break.
And people will think, you have arrived, eh?
Okay, I see that you also have coffee.
Coffee, yeah. So then what will happen now is because you're feeling sluggish, you get something that can stimulate you. So then you see people drinking cups and cups of coffee.
To make them feel
during
good.
The day, to feel good.
To energize them.
To energize themselves. But the challenge now, this becomes addictive. Yeah. So you don't want to depend on something. It's just you modifying what you eat. Then you don't have any dependence. Because you don't want the day that you don't get a coffee, you now have headaches and all those withdrawal things. You wouldn't like that.
I want to check with you. So when people suddenly say they feel energized after drinking an energy drink or after drinking a cup of coffee, is that just the mind playing with them, or are they really feeling energized?
It's actually real, because what happens is this is a stimulant. So it means even your blood vessels, they dilate, more blood flow and all those things. It doesn't, because there's caffeine. So that caffeine affects all those.
But it's not a good...
But it's not a good, because the only challenge, it creates dependence. So that when you don't have it, then you really feel down. So and even some people don't only just like to get coffee, they even want more carbohydrates.
My goodness,
Yes.
Pastries.
Yes, pastry and the like, yeah.
I mean, because the thing about the pastries is that pastries are filled with processed things within them. At the same time, the covering of that pastry is white.
And even you can look, this is a good combo. So this is like a meat pie. It also has meat, and this is actually what we are.
Exactly, right.
So you're binging also on these, then, you definitely becomes a lot sluggish.
Tinashe, I know we're not doctor that there are people watching the show saying, but this is what we are used to eating. So what are we supposed to eat? Because what you've done now, when you've put this together, with my lifestyle now, since the show, I understand this is a no-no. But now that does not make sense to me. Lettuce, you are breaking my heart and other people's hearts with lettuce.
With lettuce. Right, not really breaking your heart. Because remember what we said, the greatest culprit is eating much.
Right, right.
So we're not saying lettuce is unhealthy, but what we're just saying, it contains some sedatives like lattucin. So sedatives, these are things that just make you want to sleep.
Okay, but
so now, for you, so it depends what you want to do.
But if you mix your lettuce, because remember, when you have your lettuce with an arrow and everything, so maybe then that will reduce that feeling of feeling lethargic.
Lethargic because you've eaten. No, the idea is just not eating much of it. Because even if you mix it, remember, when it gets into your stomach, the constituents are going to individually act. We can eat many different things, but the stomach has an ability to identify what is in that.
The stomach is intelligent.
It's intelligent.
Okay.
Even if it doesn't have eyes. The hormones are so specific, they'll know everything. But the gist here, like what I'm emphasizing, is just eating too much. So we are saying if you eat much of these things, then you really become lethargic. So maybe if you realize like you like lettuce, it's just you not having much of it when you want to be active. Okay. Or even if you eat it, so the other thing is, instead of you taking a nap, just take a walk. So there's a way of cutting this thing. So the only challenge is for us is, you want to eat and you want to quickly come to work.
Yes.
But if you break that cycle to say, I've eaten, but before I eat, let me walk.
So, for example, people...
So then when you walk now, you realize even that lethargy is no longer
people at
there.
The office, at the canteen, maybe after eating, have a culture of, let's go outside, let's take a bit of a walk, or let's walk up the stairs going back to our offices. So maybe we should build
We should just build
trends.
in our lives. And it's also beneficial. We are exercising. We are losing some weight. Then we're also breathing some fresh air.
Losing some weight. Let's hear the next question.
So, Dijo Bophelo, ngifuna ukubuza, yikuphi ukudla engingakudla onganginikeza umdlandla, onganginikeza energy throughout the day?
Let us take the bad things away.
All right, yes.
Because now the question is about how do I energize myself throughout the whole day? What kind of foods do I eat to feel energized?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so I see here we have some tuna.
Yes.
We have some syrup.
We can even take some salmon.
Some salmon. Now, I want to ask you about that. Could you please put the jam for me in there?
Okay.
Those for me. Okay. So please explain how these make me feel more energetic, especially with the jam.
And with the jam.
Does it depend what kind of jam it is or any kind of jam? Is it the sugar in it? I'm confused with jam, I have to say.
The jam, yeah. So I think the gist here is like we have those jams that even have some fruits inside it.
Okay.
So it also has some fiber in it, such that it's not like all your sugar when you eat it, it's just giving you a spike.
And some of the good jams have got fresh fruit in them. So then there's antioxidants in there that make you feel better. Okay, continue with the rest
Then we come to our whole grains and our seeds. I mean, these actually, they have carbohydrate, but the good thing is because you're eating that carbohydrate and your fiber in it, you're not going to release all that carbohydrate. So it means you're actually not, it's not carbohydrate dense. Because the challenge with the refined one is we've removed the fiber. So you're actually exposing all that carbohydrate to you. So you're actually taking in too much carbohydrate
So
at one go.
when we cooked it, when we process it, we've lost the character of the actual...
Exactly. We have removed the fiber. So it means when you eat the food, you actually get all the fiber as it is. And we know too much carbohydrate combined with protein is not a good combination. But when you are going to eat your whole grains, so because you have fiber in it, you're not going to get all the carbohydrates. So it's less dense in carbohydrates.
It's about
so
density.
this is the density.
Okay,
the
all
density.
right.
Comparing the refined and not the refined. So even if you're at work and you really have a hectic schedule, just get your whole bread, whole wheat things, and everything that is whole, and then eat it. Then it's
because
nice.
something like your nuts, I mean, also including your pumpkin nuts,
Your pumpkin nuts,
yes, all of those.
And the nice oils. And also your nuts, this is a good snack, a good source of energy.
Can we just talk about the price of nuts? They're very expensive. So a lot of people say to me, I wish I could afford your pecan nuts, I wish I could afford your almond nuts and all of them. But because of the price, that's why I end up snacking on something that's a bit unhealthy.
If you can't afford almonds, there are peanuts. Peanuts are even cheaper, and they even come mixed with resins, you know.
Which is much better for you.
Which is even much better for you. So you can actually get them as snacks, and you can even put popcorns on the side.
Or even popcorn are good, right?
Popcorn, yeah.
Okay.
That's still filled with this.
But not flavored, with not too many flavors. Maybe try get plain.
Flavors or salty, Just watch your salt.
And then
your
salmon.
salmon. So this is just compared to protein. I mean, if you're going to look at your fish products, I mean, they're not that protein dense.
And the omega-3
and the
there,
omega-3 dense foods, then that also becomes beneficial for you.
So what would you say in conclusion to wrap it up? Like this is the kind of food that will energize you. You won't be feeling sluggish. So instead of overeating that bad processed food, you can have this, but don't overeat this as well.
Even this as well.
Okay, but just have a good amount.
Just have a good amount. But also the advantage, because these are fiber rich, you quickly feel full.
Okay.
I mean, unlike these ones, we have to, it's only money that will limit you. But you would want to binge on them, and you still feel like I haven't eaten. And we can also add fruits. I mean, our fruits will also play a good role. Yeah.
Now, I'm a huge fan and lover of fruits, but I want to know, do all fruits have energizing properties, or is it some fruits?
Yes. So the idea here is like fruits that have beneficial properties, especially the citrus ones, because they'll have your sugars that will boost your energy levels, and they also have fiber at the go. So there you actually have a good combo that actually doesn't allow your sugars to quickly spike and fall, so it can sustain it, and they are quite cheap and friendly.
And on our vegetables?
So our vegetables also, they're good. I mean, save only our lettuce, which has some sedatives in it, But we have many of them. I mean, we have a lot of green vegetables. We even have carrots. I mean, they're part of that family. Or even we can have our pumpkins. Fine, they have some starch, but the good thing, they're also fibrous in nature.
Because even those pumpkin seeds are very good to have.
Are also good in health, But they have a lot of fiber in it, even the pumpkins themselves. You can feel it,
And now, if I want to replace my coffee, tea intake, fizzy drink intake, what do people drink? Because when I tell them, hi, we can't just live on water. So because I say, no, because water is good, you can flavor your water, add some fruits, add some papaya. But, you know, so at least when they hear it from a doctor, clarify the importance of drinking water.
No, I think water, we even underrate it. I mean, it's very, very crucial.
Does it energize you?
So what it'll do, like, we're talking of all these reactions. So remember, your body is a machine. It's almost like a car. Let's compare a car and oil. If your car does not have oil, it's going to knock, it's going to seize, it's going to stop functioning. So what more about water? Because if you're 70% water, it means all these reactions, even all these energy reactions that we're talking about, they okay. I mean, water is part of them. It doesn't create a dependence. It even allows body functions to work well. So if
you're talking about normal, natural water, not sparkling water,
definitely.
Not flavored water that's been but unless you flavor it naturally. But you're talking about the normal water.
The normal water.
Okay.
Which is accessible to everyone.
Right. Dr. Yarok. Ingabe khona okufundile kusho yethu namhlanje unombono othizo ofuna ukushare nathi woza ku Twitter @DijoLeBophelo or uvele uze ku Facebook na ku Instagram uthi DijoLeBophelo or email me on dijolebuphelo@sabc.co.za. This interview is being posted online for Judith to view and take our notes. Now you can also log on usibambe ku YouTube channel yethu SABC Education DijoLeBophelo and also tell us what you really think about this show's episode. Umasibeyitolo sithi shwi back to Judith to hear what she has learned from Dr. Tinashe. Stay tuned, siyabuya manje. Ngidli almond. Welcome back. Usasenami la ku DijoLeBophelo on SABC2. When we met Judith earlier on live show when ebefuna ukwazi ukuthi are there foods that she can eat to avoid fatigue and be energized throughout the whole day. Now she has seen ingxoxo yami with Dr. Tinashe. Let's see what she has picked up from our conversation with the good doctor.
Thank you, Dijo. Ngifundile namhlanje ukuthi ukudla okunama carbohydrates nama proteins amaningi kungenza ukuthi ngihlale ngikhathele. I also learned that overeating causes me to be unproductive. I understood ukuthi le coffee bengiyiphuza every day, taking 5 cups a day, more than I could take. They were just stimulating my body, and these energy drinks I was now even depending on them. Without them, I couldn't live. I was supposed to take this juice almost every day for me not to get energy. But this stops today. I also learned that I must watch what I eat, when I eat, and the amount of food that I'm supposed to eat per day. Ngiyabonga DijoLeBophelo. I also learned ukuthi for me not to have natural energy, kwamele ngihlale nginama citric fruits like oranges and my lemons. And also I must have my whole grain nuts and also drink lots of water for me na ukuthi ngihlale ngine energy, natural energy in my body.
Iphela kanjeni ishow yethu namhlanje kodwa ningastress man niyazi ukuthi siyaqhubeka online awungiphonse ngetweet uthi @DijoLeBophelo or ungiface ku Facebook DijoLeBophelo na ku Instagram ngu DijoLeBophelo or ungemail dijolebuphelo@sabc.co.za. Bakithi ningakhothi ukuthi le show le yenzelweni ukuthi nisibuze zonke bonke mayelana nokudla ngoba ngaphandle kwemibuzo yenu awudololo iDijoLeBophelo. So please sibuzeni bo via social media or email or uvele ufake iteki lakho ugijima uyeposini kwazi bani mhlawumbe umbuzo wakho will be chosen as the question of the day for next week's show. Masihlangane la kwa SABC2 for more DijoLeBophelo, same place, same time. It's a date. Uzoba khona. Bye bye.